No, I'm going to be straight down the line. In fact, I'm going to please Sammy by choosing a band to hail from Newcastle. This is a band that you gave me a Pigeonhole track a few weeks ago. They're called Smooth and Turrell. You said, I think you'll like these guys. And I did. This is I Can't Give You Up.
Rufus's musical choice on this week's show. Thank you so much, sir.
That was Smooth and Turrell with I Can't Give You Up. Go to their MySpace page, it's good. Is that funny? I don't think that was
You meant the music was good, or as opposed to the MySpace page?
Well, the page is alright, but the music's better. I should have articulated that.
And Turrell.
Smooth, which I'm spelling with a V and an E at the end.
There's a familiar voice. As promised, please welcome the man who did the voiceover for the 2007 Argos advert, David Tennant. Yes.
Thank you.
No shame in that, sir.
Yeah.
I love the Argos.
There's nothing wrong with the odd voiceover, Stephen, as I'm sure you know.
Please, no.
Yeah.
It is honestly money for old rope. There is nothing, there is nothing in this universe like the amount of effort to reward like voiceovers. If you can get into voiceovers, please, everyone, I urge you to.
Yeah.
But don't try and capture the lucrative West Country market, because me and Justin Lee Collins are trying to stitch that up between us. But you do a myriad of different voices, don't you?
I always changing. Yes. You can rarely tell that it's me. I like to think.
Clever. See, that's very clever. Whereas
keep moving. Like
I always try and enunciate. I always think I'm going to sound like Stephen Fry when it's finished.
Right.
And when I hear it, sorry there. Why not shop with them? It's anyway. Yes, the wonderful David Tennant is with us. Thank you so much.
It's a great pleasure to be here.
It's an honour to have you, because you're not only are you a sort of proper star, but there's actually no reason for you to be here.
No reason at all.
Which is what's even more extraordinary.
It's sort of quite liberating.
Is it
usually you find yourself in these studios going, yes, must mention it's 6:45 this Saturday.
Yeah,
get that in 14 times. Plug the DVD.
Yeah,
do whatever you're. It's quite liberating to just be here, just because there was nothing better to do on a Saturday.
Right, great, perfect. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
And what would a Sunday afternoon normally be for you? Because I imagine that you just you're endlessly working. I
have been in recent months, years. Yes, usually Sunday afternoon is learning lines. If I'm honest with you.
And do you find that easy? Because my occasional bits of acting, I find it the hardest job in the world. I cannot remember lines.
It's very dull.
Incredibly dull.
But that's all. I mean, it's not that it's difficult so much as dull. You just have to put in a certain amount of time.
But do you need someone to sort of run the lines with you, or can you just?
No, I usually just pace around. I pace and jump about
and talk out loud.
And talk to myself. Yeah.
Now, when you're doing Shakespeare, I have a recurring dream of where it's the curtain goes up and it's The Taming of the Shrew, starring Steve Merchant.
Right.
And I get to the stage door just as it's about to go, and I go, I didn't have a chance to learn the lines. Can I wing it? Can I improvise? For some reason, I don't even know. Is there a male role?
Are you playing Kate or Petruchio?
I don't know. I've never even seen this.
Because I'm imagining you looking down halfway through the dream and seeing an enormous dress and bustle. And I'm playing the girl.
Yeah. But it's one of my biggest anxieties would be to be doing. I mean, where do you start with Shakespeare?
You just.
I mean, I think he's brilliant. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to disrespect the guy.
Yeah.
I'm not going to slag him off like I did Piers Morgan.
Why would you?
You don't want to get on the wrong side of the bard.
You just start, don't you? You just kind of plug on through, really. It's just dull.
It can be a bit easier learning verse lines, because some of them rhyme and they've all got a rhythm. So
you can work out if you're a beat missing. Yeah.
And once you've got to the end of one line, if it's a couplet, you think, well, I've already know what the end of the next line sounds like, so that's all right.
But in order, can you approach something like Shakespeare in the same way that you approach another acting role? I mean, can you get inside the character and so on? Because it just strikes me that the language is so particular and so specific. I mean, the idea of sort of trying to express emotion through those words.
It's like start the week, this.
David, what's your favourite colour? Sorry, you're absolutely right. I like it. I forgot we were on the radio.
It's good. It's just the last time I was in this show, you were getting a teenager drunk and doing dad rapping. It was. And now
I've made the mistake, David, of talking as I would off air if we were just having a beer, and I foolishly forgot that my audience.
I'm sure they're appreciating it. I think we should talk about Shakespeare more. It is about. Because if you start thinking it's different because it's 400 years old, then you're immediately going to start creating something that people can't relate to, and what's the point of that?
Do you prefer the Daleks or the Cybermen? One of the reasons you're here, obviously, is because I know you're a music fan, and you've chosen some tunes for us. And first one we've got is Super Furry Animals.
It's their latest album, and I've never particularly noticed them before. And my brother gave me this because he thought it was rather good, and it's brilliant. It's a great album. I think this is the single at the moment, isn't it? Inaugural Trams. And how many singles had the word inaugural?
I know, absolutely.
Has that ever happened before?
That was one. You said that wonderfully as well.
Inaugural.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I can imagine you doing the
my voiceover work.
You could do the voiceover right there.
Helping me out there, yeah.
Great, let's hear it. Super Furry Animals, Inaugural Trams, one of the choices of our guest David Tennant. Do we have a round of applause for David? Normally we do in this sort of steep right style. Yeah, we always do that. I feel guilty.
We were posse
before. No, honestly, it is a posse, and I've no shame in that. To me, the idea of just talking blindly into the thin air just seems bizarre. That's not how I normally talk.
Yeah.
So I like to have friends around.
I don't know how they do it. The DJs who do it on their own, I don't know how they do it.
And every day,
What do you do?
Extraordinary.
What do you talk about?
Well, you rely on lovely emails like this one. Siobhan Blakey, she says, a belated happy birthday to you, David. I didn't realise. I'm so...
It was yesterday.
Oh, well, happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
And she says, would you say hello to her daughter, Amelia?
Hi, Amelia.
There you are, done. That's made their lives. I'm sorry, I feel so guilty. We should have brought you a gift or
You should have brought me a gift. Maybe these are... I wondered if these were my
Please, what is there?
Is this a sort
I
of...
baked a cake the
A
other
little
day.
cake.
We did actually bake you a cake.
Nigel Slater cake, and
Yeah, most of it's gone.
there's no candles to
What
be
kind of
seen.
cake is it?
Chocolate almond.
Yeah,
It smells fantastic.
I'll be honest, David, we're not quite as rock and roll as the station might suggest. He's been baking a lovely cake before he came in. I mean, it's a shame, but there we are.
Shame in a cake.
We were being very disrespectful to you earlier because we were, Harry and I were talking off air about how much we hate you, David.
Right.
Chiefly, I think, because despite your overwhelming success, you seem like such a bloody nice bloke, and it really sickens and angers me. Why have you not been corrupted by...
You've not been corrupted by fame and success.
Yes, but I don't have hordes of people turning up to every possible place I go. I don't have kind of Beatlemania surrounding me.
Oh.
I don't know how you stay sane.
Well, it's all that's just silly, isn't it?
I know it is, but greater men than you have been had their head turned by that sort of thing.
I don't really know how to answer that.
You were always sort of level-headed. You always understood the kind of absurdities of show business, did you?
I don't know. Maybe if I'd been 21 when it
You're right,
when it all happened, maybe not. I don't know. It's difficult to say. I very well brought up. That's what it is.
Well, this is what it struck me that you were probably very well raised because I met young Daniel Radcliffe and he was I thought you're very well raised.
He's
lad.
very well raised, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's a lovely lad.
Round of applause for good parenting.
Yeah.
At long last.
Yeah, it's true, and because Daniel's parents are around him all the time, and they're a credit to him. Yeah,
No, absolutely. And
credit to them. That's how it is, isn't it? It's that way, right? Isn't it? Yeah.
they're a credit to him. And is it right that you were always kind of as a young person kind of desperate to be Who? Was that true, or was that something that
Well,
you
I was
just
always wanting to be an actor, and one of the things that inspired me from the off was watching Doctor Who.
Really?
Watching John Pertwee turn into Tom Baker, I just thought was the finest thing that had ever happened. It was such an extraordinary, brilliant thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so when you actually got the chance, had you already planned how you were going to approach that role if it ever came to you? Because I always remember as a young kid, I always wanted to play Sherlock Holmes.
Right.
In some kind of grand ITV version, inspired by Jeremy
That
Brett's
could still
performance.
happen.
Please, fingers are crossed.
Listen, the way ITV are going now, if you took that idea to them, they'd lap it up.
I tell you what, I don't want to, but please, me as Holmes, you as Watson.
Oh, let's do it.
Oh.
Let's do it.
There's never been a West Country Holmes. There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong
Why
with
does he
that.
need to sound sophisticated and intelligent?
You
Why
can do
can't
the voice.
Or is
you? Can't you do the voice?
Do you know what I've just realised?
What?
It's the wrong way around, isn't it? You have to play Holmes, I have to be bumbling Watson.
No, if you want to be Holmes, I would stand in your way.
Because I always loved that sort of wild eccentricity, and it always struck me that that Doctor Who, in a way, was kind of
very
Sherlock Holmes in space.
Well, really
isn't it,
similar. Yeah, there's a lot of inspiration there.
Yeah.
I think. But there's about to be a new Holmes, you know. Benedict Cumberbatch is about
Oh,
to be a
really?
new Holmes.
Oh, once again, a posh show.
Yeah, a bit of a posh show. Martin Freeman as Dr. Watson.
Good, again, an
Yeah.
excellent piece of casting.
Yeah, an excellent piece of
My day has passed. But how did you decide what he was going to be like? How did you sort of...
I just got the script, really. Just took it from the script and then just sort of jazzed with it.
Sure. You just freeformed, please, sue me.
Come on.
That's the way I operate. Yeah.
Because the scripts are very well written. Russell T Davies is a great writer, so
Yeah.
you just take it and run with it.
And what are the limitations of the sonic screwdriver? Can it do anything? It seems to have got you out of a lot of...
It can, but there are some things it can't do.
Because I don't remember it being used this much in the old series.
I think it depends when you tuned in, but yeah, it can. There are a couple of times, I have to say, I think there are twice since I've been doing it, when I've actually phoned up and went, come on, seriously.
Yeah, exactly.
Seriously, it sent a thing around the whole planet and came back and did what? Come on.
It made me invisible? What?
Yeah. But it's as long as it doesn't, as long as it just keeps the story moving,
of course,
rather than solving the whole story, then I think that's fair enough, isn't it?
I once tried to make a canine when I was young.
Did you?
But and I've often mentioned this, I got a giant block of wood. Instead of trying
wood?
Yes, out of wood. Well, I thought I'd
not
make
a cardboard box like any other.
No. I was going to go for the real deal. I was measuring it out
from an oak.
Honestly, I had plans drawn up. I had the whole deal, spray. But like you say, instead of trying to take small sheets of wood and put it and bolt it together, I decided I was going to carve it from one giant block of wood. It was the most ambitious thing.
It really was.
That sort of an 11 or 12-year-old person has ever done. I don't know why my parents were letting me play with chisels. And I got a chisel. I went whack. I made barely an indentation. I thought it's going to be too hard. I abandoned it instantly. It was it.
Do you still have the plans?
I think I may have the plans because I had all the Who. I don't know if we talked about this, but I had all the Who memorabilia. I had the Daleks. I mean, this is in the glory days, in the great days when it was good.
The other days.
In the other days, when it was cheaper. I had all the books, all the annuals. They'll be on eBay one day. And there was a book that kind of had had plans and drawings for K9 in it.
I'm sure they didn't say they'll whittle it from
They almost certainly didn't, because it's not very sci-fi.
No, not
it's a very sci-fi approach, that.
Yeah.
But were you similarly? I mean, because we were talking earlier. Because later we've got a session from Gomez, who is Sammy's favourite band, and she was just genuinely overwhelmed yesterday when she met them. Did you ever have that sort of infatuation with either Who or anyone else? Did you have that kind of fan worship?
Yeah, a bit. I mean, I still do a little bit. If you meet someone, but I stop myself now, because you kind of think, you kind of. I suppose when you've been on the other side of it a little bit,
yes,
you kind of know that you kind of know what it is to. The other day I was in Cardiff Bay, because Doctor Who's filmed in Cardiff, buying a coffee, and there was where's the little fella from Manic Street Preachers? There he was.
Not the one that disappeared about 10 years ago. Because I'll be honest with you, we ought to email someone.
But I thought, leave him alone. Let the man have his coffee.
Imagine his surprise when he got tapped on the shoulder by you.
By Doctor Who.
Oh, I've been discovered. I've been discovered by Doctor Who.
The sonic screwdrivers pulled backwards yet.
Exactly.
Wow. Well, I was going to go up and say hello, and I thought, I'll leave the man.
Let's just clarify. It was
James Dean
Bradfield.
Right,
yeah.
Right.
He's really little, He's really little.
Yeah. Sure.
But, there's something you thought, wow, it's. I couldn't remember his name, which is the other reason. The other reason I thought, don't go up to him. You're the little fella from Manic Street Preachers, huh?
Just pat him on the head. Oh, wow. Yes.
But yeah, I still get that thing of going, I'd love to say hello to him, and then think, leave him alone.
Yes,
Come on,
yes.
let him have a cup of tea.
I know what you mean. I do occasionally, if I see someone, I do get kind of weirdly carried away.
Yeah, of course. I saw Morrissey. Do you know Kettner's in London, the little pizza restaurant? It's not little, it's quite a big pizza restaurant in London. I saw Morrissey once having a pizza. And there's something...
he doesn't eat pizza,
He
surely.
does. Meat-free. not a meat feast.
Yeah.
That would have been a coup. But I thought... And I'm not even ever been that big a Smiths fan. I mean, I've always liked him, and I like his solo stuff. But there's something about Morrissey. He's a thing, isn't he? He's a creation.
He is a thing.
He just comes with aura.
Such an extraordinary kind of baggage. But so was he? I just imagine him sat on his own, because I don't know Kettner, so I'm imagining it like Pizza Hut, and you see him through the glass. He's sat on his own. There's just a trail of cheese. It just springs off and hits him in the quiff. I can't quite imagine Morrissey eating a pizza.
No, he was looking remarkably normal. He was just sitting there.
Was he on his own?
With a mate.
Oh, with a mate. Right.
They were laughing and joking. Morrissey and his mate.
Was it Johnny Marr? Because again, this is a big coup.
No,
it was.
It was just a bloke.
Okay, all right.
I think it was the guy that went missing from the Manic Street